A town is being raided by Hydra soldiers. They pulled everyone from their homes and made them kneel in the streets. One runs into a local pub. Suddenly, he gets sent flying back out the door several feet away. Out walks Odin, holding a glass. You, sir, almost made me spill my beverage. That should be considered a sin in every single religion. I'll make some calls. He chugs the beer and hands it to the barmaid. All 40 soldiers tried to attack Odin. Mistake. Luckily, he was feeling generous and killing was not in his nature. Odin just knocks every single one of them on their butts with a summon of gust of wind. The sign of power was enough for all of them to run away. Hydra's finest. Odin returns to the bar and orders another beer. He is surrounded by locals, some of them gorgeous women. With everyone's attention, he continues his discussion on why his wife and kids are amazing. This was Odin's favorite vacation spot, a getaway place where he wants to escape from the life of being king. This trip, however, was not a social visit. His jewel that had been gifted the town was stolen by the Red Skull, a trinket from his own treasure room. It didn't take long for word to get back to Howard on how Hydra was owned by one man. Others say it wasn't a man, he was a god. Either way, Howard saw an ally. He needed all those he can get. He arrives in Norway and asks to speak to Odin personally. Howard joins him at the bar and orders a gin and tonic. Odin laughs at this. He says, "You want the king of Asgard to join your army?" Taking another sip of beer, he tells Howard he finds it more hilarious that there are wars on your planet. He does not have that on Asgard, putting down the glass. "We aim for peace," he says. "That's what we're trying to do," Howard says. "Here, peace is all about who has the bigger stick. You're that stick." Odin almost spit his beer. He says, "Help me find what I need and I'll make sure your war is finished." Howard asks, what exactly did Hydra steal? Why would they want it? Odin explains it's an instrument of extraordinary power. "I used it to put my boys to sleep. They love that box. In the hands of your enemies, it's a dangerous weapon." Howard informs him of what they're up against. Hydra. So this is like a social club formed from the radical ideas of an artist? So strange. Howard breaks down all the information about the Second World War, and part of this triggers Odin, putting people in cages, specifically children. He thinks of his two boys back home and wastes no time summoning the army of Asgard. They ride to anywhere that there is a battle, along with the ones who are fighting against the man. We'll just call him the man with the mustache. Odin leading the charge. He has the Kingsguard next to him, the Valkyries. Within 3 days, the war was over, at least the public one. Hydra had hidden and watched the outcome in private. The Red Skull stayed in a bunker underground, planning his next move. The man with the mustache? He was captured by Odin himself. Alongside his Kingsguard, they rode to where he was. He tries to shoot Odin, only for the bullet to drop off him. His lead general punches him, knocking him out. Do you know who that is? The world celebrates as Howard throws a big party for the Asgardians. He knows the real war isn't over, but this is a start. Odin hands Howard a beer, or a real drink, as he says, telling him he will locate this Red Skull and pluck him from the rat hole he is hiding in. His social club cannot stand against the army of Asgard. Suddenly, the skies turn black as we hear thunder and horns. Howard asks, "Is this one of your son's parlor tricks you were telling me about?" Odin doesn't respond. He looks concerned and has worry on his face. A light shines and a figure is lowered where Odin stands. This is Zeus, and he isn't happy about Odin's army invading Earth. Another Asgardian takeover. Zeus cannot allow this. He says, making sure all the attention is on him. "I've banished your daughter. Do not make me do the same for you." Odin knows there is no talking to the great and powerful Zeus, and a war with him would be unnecessary and foolish. Odin's daughter Hela had aspirations of conquering the 9 realms. It took his forces and the power of Zeus to send her to the Shadow Realm. Odin understands that Zeus might be seeing he is trying to do the same. He goes, "It's good to see you, old friend," Odin says. He explains the Tesseract situation and tells Zeus he will send his army back to Asgard, but he will remain here to fight. Zeus smiles. "You always loved a good fight." With a flick of his wrist, he was gone as fast as he arrived. Howard walks up to Odin. He says, "Thank you for staying. You still have an army. Mine. Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D."